1-2, swung on and miss. Fuchs
coming in right side, Sip goes down to the slide and gets it.
Nelson's going to take off on the pitch, which is a called strike 3. Anderson.
Wes Marshall pitches a ground ball through the infield on the left side. One will score. They're going to wave a second runner around. Throw will come to the plate. It is not in time.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome back to our coverage of the Class B State Softball Tournament. I'm Joel Morgan. Join me as Chase Miller as it's our final game of day number 1 and our final quarterfinal matchup, the 4-5 seed Mayville, Portland CG. The Patriots taking on the Muskrats of Renville County. That is a 4-5 seed. Mayport CG 17-1 on the season. Renville County 14-2. Not a lot of mutual opponents between these two teams. Not a chance for these two teams to have played each other during the regular season. And Chase, you've been here for the first 3 games here of the day, and with baseball going on across the parking lot, it's just one of those things. It is so hard to determine some of the seeding, and I feel like this 4-5, not saying they got it wrong, but really still can't tell where this matchup lies.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this game just continues to kind of move through. You know, Renville County 2-1 against state tournament teams, but the only team they played from the east was Kindred Richland. They played Delax, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark twice, able to get 2 wins. And look at Mayport CG, Joel, 3-1 against state tournament teams. All those games against Thompson. So coming in, you're kind of curious. Mayport CG, obviously a big winning streak right now. They feel like they're playing really well. Renville County, maybe some names that are familiar with Kenmare Bullbells and Mulhall Lansford Sherwood in recent years with that co-op here. So they've been here, they've done that. Just taking a look at these teams, obviously 4-5. The chalk is held to right now. So the coaches who made the predictions, Joel, it has worked to how it was supposed to, so to speak, with Beulah, with Kinder Richland, Central Cass all advancing. And so I think everyone thought that this is going to be the best game of the day anytime you get a 4-5 matchup. But, yeah, there's just not a lot of intermixing games. If it wasn't for the midseason madness, to be honest with you, Joel, there might have been barely any non-region games, particularly East versus West here this season.
Looking at our scores so far today, Kindred, the number 2 seed, beats Velvet Drake Anamu 17-7. It was Beulah over Thompson, a 3 seed over a draw, 9-6. Central Cass, the number 1 seed, defending champions, defeated in Delax, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark 20-3. So our matchups tomorrow, we begin at 11 o'clock. Velvet Drake Animos against Thompson in the consolation bracket. DeLax Burlington, Lewis and Clark will then play at 1 o'clock against the loser of this game. First semifinal at 4 o'clock, Kindred Richland against Beulah. And then Central Cass will play at 6 o'clock against the winner of this game. We'll have that game for you, all these games for you on yourliveevent.com. They are announcing the starting lineups for both of these teams. Both teams will be wearing white. Our last game, DeLax Burlington and Central Cass Chase, those jerseys just about mirror identical. Both of these teams wearing white, but we have white pants for Renville County, blue pants for the Patriots. We might have a little bit more of a distinction between these two teams.
Yeah, I said it in the broadcast. It felt like we were in an inter-squad scrimmage, depending if you were a Laker fan or a Squirrels fan. But that's what you get. The nice thing here, Joel, for us selfishly as broadcasters, you have different pants color a little bit. If it was white on white again, I would say good luck again in the fourth game of the day.
So let's take a little break here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll come back for starting lineups and first pitch next on yourliveevent.com.
In cooperation with family and community, and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Welcome back to yourliveevent.com. Wrapping up our Irie Insurance pregame show. Renville County, Mayport CG quarterfinals of the Class B state softball tournament. Here's the batting order for the Renville County Muskrats. Leading things off will be the right fielder sophomore, number 8, Addison Mock. Batting second, the shortstop, a junior, number 11, Ellie Broughton. Batting third will be the starting pitcher, a sophomore, number 6, Ginger Sabakul. Batting cleanup will be number 4, the freshman catcher, Nevaeh Jutinen. Batting after that will be an 8th grader playing first base, Taya Alforth. I'll tell you about the rest of this batting order as Riley Satram in the pitcher's circle for Mayport CG. First pitch, that one taken for a strike. Time of first pitch, 6:03. Ball sent in the air onto center field, down for a base hit. Merritt Judish, the center fielder, will play this one. So a base hit to get things started for Renville County. They got a runner on, and that will bring up the shortstop, Ellie Broughton. Satram does the pitching. Raina Satram will do the catching. Broughton into the batter's box, takes the first pitch. This one comes high. And moving on to second with a steal. It was a delayed steal. Mock takes second, and then will come on to third on the error. And she's coming all the way around to score. So errors strung together, and Renville County able to come around and score a run to take a 1-0 lead. Chase, it was a delayed steal off the bag at first. It threw the defense all out of sorts on this short field. Was able to bring in that run.
And then you kind of feel bad for the center fielder. That's one where you might just need to eat it, so to speak. Just get it to your cutoff because you go from center to third. And with the wind here today, Joel, that one just kind of hung up in the air, and then it actually went out of play. So really good play by the Muskrats here.
Count 1-1 to Broughton. Fouls off the next pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Renville County, the Muskrats take the lead 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Isla Peterson at first base for the Mayport CG Patriots. Kara Gendrich at second. Ball gets fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Maisha Larson at shortstop. Danica Hansen at third base. Allie Moen is the flex player playing left field. Mara Judish is in center. As the next pitch will get by the catcher Satram. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parker Strand in right field for the Patriots.
You know, you've seen teams today, Joel, that kind of get that first run, kind of draw that first blood, get a little consistent.
And a great play at third base for Hansen. Pulled it out of the air, got the throw across, but Broughton beats it out. It's an infield single, so back-to-back base hits to start things off for Renville County. The Muskrats looking to add to their 1-0 lead.
You know, Beulah scores 4 runs in the first inning. They go on to win. Central Cass this last game, Joel, they score 4 runs in the first inning. They go on to win. So today it's kind of been the team that's drawn first blood, has found a way just to keep with it and find a way to go on with the W.
Pitch will come outside to Savakul. Ginger Savakul, the pitcher, takes the first pitch outside, a ball. And Riley Satcham a little bit off rhythm by just the way this inning's gone. 2 hits, 2 errors. Ball is popped up, should be playable at third. Hansen comes in, we'll get the pop-up, and we'll get our first out of the inning. 1 away. Nevaeh Jutton, the catcher, comes up with Ellie Broughton at first. 1-0 the lead for the Muskrats.
I know we've had some pretty crummy weather, Joel, but I don't know how much wind that these girls have had to play with this contention, where if you get something popped up in the air, you better play where the wind is going to take it, because if you think where the ball's going, you probably have 4 or 5 steps somewhere else.
Ball hit off the end of the bat. Isla Peterson will take it. Steps on the bag over at first. An unassisted ground out for the second out. It does advance Allie Broughton on to second, so a runner at second, 2 away. Taya Alforth, the 8th grader playing first base, steps up. Both of these teams relatively young. Mayport CG does have some seniors, but I feel like these names have been said for quite a few seasons. As the first pitch comes to Alforth, that will be strike 1.
Or maybe older brothers or older sisters too sometimes, Joel, down the family tree.
And the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. And moving on to third will be Broughton. She will swipe third, second stolen base this inning for Renville County. They are active on the base pass. Swing and a miss comes for Alforth, and that will end the inning with a strikeout. We get 1 run on 2 hits, 2 errors, 1 left on, half an inning. Renville County leads Mayport CG 1-0. Home half of the first coming up when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsborough, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
We are back at YourLiveEvent.com. Coverage of the Class B State Softball Tournament. Renville County Muskrats leading Mayport CG 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Riley Satcham, the pitcher, will lead things off, followed by Danica Hansen, the third baseman, and Mesa Larson, the shortstop. Ginger Savakul will be the starter. The righty will go with the battery of Nevaeh Jutton in. And first pitch, check swing. They will call it a strike. Oh, will be a ball. So Satcham able to hold off on that first pitch. 1-0 the count to Satcham. Next offering, outside, will miss. 2 balls, no strikes. After Satcham, Hansen, Larson, it is Raina Satcham, Isla Peterson, Cora Gendrich, Merritt Judish. As we're ready for the next pitch. On the way, and we'll miss outside. 3-0 now the count. Brooklyn Galdi with the designated player batting 8th, and Parker Strand, the right fielder, batting 9th. For Tim Spurgeon and the Mayport CG Patriots, here comes the 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Satcham is walked, and the leadoff hitter is aboard for the Patriots. Now bring up Danica Hansen.
Nice job by Satcham, not chasing out of the zone there, Joel, a little bit. You know, the Patriots, back-to-back years, they've made it to state, finished 7th place last year. Would love to get a win here and then have a chance at Old Goliath on the block tomorrow for either of these teams.
Hansen, a .578 hitter on the season. First pitch, this one will get away from Jutton, and that allows Satcham to advance on to second. Pitch to Hansen was a strike, so she is behind the count 0-1. 0-1 pitch is on the way, swung on and missed. Hansen behind in the count, 0-2.
These are situations where if you're Mayport CG, you never know what it's going to provide. So early in the game, you got your leadoff runner on, now in scoring position, Joel. If you do have an out here, just want a quality out here with Hansen. At least get the runner into third base and have a chance for your next batter up to try to drive her in.
And the 0-2 misses inside, a ball. Jutton comes up, watchful of the runner Satcham over at second. Savakul through the signs, throws a pitch, swung on and missed by Hansen. She kind of drops her head, knew she probably should have laid off that one high and outside. It's a ball, one away. And I'll bring up Mesa Larson, the shortstop, with Riley Satcham standing on second. 1-0, Renville County leads. First pitch outside, a ball, and coming up is Jutton. Larson, a .552 hitter. She's been able to drive in some runs. She's had a few extra base hits to her credit this season. She's ready for the 1-0 offering. Swung on and missed. Count 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Taya at first base really playing in the corners here. Joel might thinking of a bunt or something, so they're going to be hard charging, which means if you get a ground ball past them, that's going to get the runner coming in here because they're playing in at the corners right now.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away, runner at second. Bunt is popped up, comes off the end of the glove. Allforth tried to charge it on that play, and she couldn't get there. Everyone safe. Satcham at third, Larson at first. We'll see how they score this one. And that will bring up Lena Satcham, the catcher.
Allforth did a really good job charging down the first base line there, Joel. Just was about a half step too late to get that one. And if she catches it, it might have been a double play instead. Patriots just keep the line moving here.
It's going to score that a base hit as the first pitch called a strike against Satcham. On to second, taking it easily is Mesa Larson. So now second and third, 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Mayport CG down 1-0.
We've seen it today, but throughout the year, too. Really good teams just take the extra 60 feet when they can, Joel, and they always make you pay with base running.
0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. It's going to get away from Jutton. And actually, they said she didn't get a piece of it, so it was a live ball, but Satcham held up at third. Riley Satcham at third, Mesa Larson at second. 0-2 the count to Raina Satcham. Renville County had sent 5 to the plate in the top half of this inning. That run that scored came on an error. There was back-to-back errors that allowed that run to score. And the 0-2, that is high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Savakul trying to get Satcham to chase. She was able to hold up. The top part of this Mayport CG batting order so strong in terms of average, their ability to bring in runs. The bottom half very productive as well, but as taking strike 3 is Satcham, 2 away. Savakul's second strikeout, and now we'll bring up Isla Peterson, the first baseman.
That was a really good location by Ginger as well. You know, if Satcham swings at that one, Joel, it's probably a grounder up the right-hand side, but hey, you would have taken a grounder to try to get the run in from third with 1 out.
Here comes the pitch, and that's going to run in and get Peterson. Isla Peterson wears a pitch, and that will load the bases with 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Cora Gendrich, the second baseman, coming up. Gendrich will come up. A big at-bat for the junior. Runners at first, second, and third, 2 away. Gendrich will take strike 1. This is the 6th Patriot to bat this inning. We had some high-scoring affairs in 2 of these games. Not that the one that wasn't exactly not a high-scoring affair either. As the 0-1 chase by Gendrich will swing and miss. She's in the hole 0-2.
17 runs and 5 for Kindred Richland, 20 runs for Central Cass and 5, and Beulah Joel able to get 9 runs in their win against Thompson.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Gendrich goes down on strikes. That ends the inning and the threat. No runs, a hit, no errors, 3 left on, 1 complete inning here in the Class B State Softball Tournament. Renville County 1, Mayport CG scoreless. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, Renville County 1, Mayport CG no score. Thanks for joining us on our coverage here on YourLiveEvent.com. We've had all 4 games of day 1 of the Class B State Softball Tournament. Speaking of softball, Monday, Tuesday, the Softball All-Star Series. We'll have a video stream of that here on YourLiveEvent.com. Always find our schedule at YourLiveEvent.com. Carson Loudenschlager will lead off the inning, followed by Marley Henry. Emma Southern will then bat after that. 6, 7, and 8 scheduled this inning. Renville County did get a pair of base hits last inning. Got a pair of base hits, stole a pair of bases. First pitch to Loudenschlager will swing through it from Satcham, strike 1. (17-1) Mayport CG, 14-2 Renville County. Next pitch on the ground to third by the glove of Hansen and into left field. Loudenschlag will take a turn around first onto second. We'll get it. It's a stand-up double, third hit of the game for Renville County. And it's Marley Henry, the left fielder.
I've seen some quality opportunities so far through the zone for the Muskrats against Satcham so far, especially Joel, considering Satcham's a lefty. Sometimes you don't see that a lot throughout the season.
Ball off the end of the bat, and that one will be fouled. The uniqueness of what softball has to offer is you can ride the arms of 1 or 2 stellar pitchers. When one of those 1 or 2 stellar pitchers is a lefty, it just adds so much more dynamic to your defense. As taking the pitch for Henry as a strike. She is in the hole 0-2. A left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher with the runner at second. Nobody out here in the visitors' half of the second inning. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed by Henry. She goes down on 3 pitches. Out number 1, strikeout number 2 for Riley Satcham.
That was really quick there by Satcham, attacking the zone, and that's one thing that, Tim Spurgeon's going to want to see Satcham continue to get ahead of batters, attack the zone, don't nitpick, just try to see if he can get strike 1 on these Muskrat hitters.
Emma Southam at the plate, shows bunt, gets it down. I think it hit her, and they throw to first, but the play is going to be ruled dead.
And we'll see if it's out or if she's still in the box, Joel, because that's always the discretionary play there with the umpires here.
Well, the umpires are going to say she's still in play. So it's an 0-1 count to Emma Southam, the third baseman. Kara Loudenschlager stands at second base. Carson Loudenschlager stands at second base. Southam squares to bunt, pulls back, will swing through it in the hole 0-2. Runner off to third, throw was close, but advancing to third base. Loudenschlager will take third. Another stolen base coming for the Muskrats.
That's been the difference maker so far, Joel, in this 1-0 game is what we saw from the very first hitter for Renville County.
0-2 the count. Southam lays off something high, rightfully so. It's now 1-2. Next pitch, high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brooke Zimmer awaiting on deck, the second baseman for Renville County. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Southam down on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts, 2 away, 3 on the game for Riley Satcham, and that'll bring up Brooke Zimmer.
After a leadoff knock, it seems like Satcham here, Joel, in the second innings found a little bit more of a rhythm against the bottom half of the lineup here for Renville County.
Well, I think you look at Addison Mock's plate appearance. We'll talk about that after this pitch, which is popped up and just right by the press box foul, strike 1. Addison Mock reaches, steals second, not just a steal of second, but on delayed steal, was caught between first and second, looked like she was going to retreat back and then took off for second. Back-to-back throwing errors, comes in to score. That can throw off any pitcher. As Satcherum throws one that is swung on and missed by Zimmer. She is in the hole 0-2.
This would be a big out as well to try to strand that leadoff runner here for the Muskrats at third.
And the 0-2 pitch. This one sent in the air to left field. Moen comes in. We'll get under it for the out. No runs, a hit, no error, one stranded yet again for Renville County. It is the bottom third of the order coming up for the Patriots, and we return. You're listening to coverage of the Class B State Softball Tournament on YourLiveEvent.com.
Basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common. They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hello, Shane with Irie Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com.
Merritt Judish will lead off the bottom of the second inning for Mayport CG. The center fielder trying to get things going for her team, down 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. And the first pitch, that one is called a strike. Judish, Galdi, Strand, bottom third for Mayport CG coming up. They had the bases loaded last inning with 2 outs, weren't able to score a run as the 0-1 pitch high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not a long history of teams playing in this tournament. It's just so relatively young as chasing something low. Judish and fouls it back. On top of that, Chase, we see it more so on the baseball side because the longevity is, you know, Central Cass, for instance, won a state championship in baseball at one point. They were Castleton at the time. Now Central Cass. So, you know, you see that at the Class B level, some of these co-ops come together as the 1-2 pitch popped up foul and out of play, third base side. Is, I don't want to say you get murky history, but, you know, a team's making their first appearance, but they're making their first appearance as that co-op.
And both of these teams, Joel, Mayport CG has Finley Sharon now in their co-op, and Renville County, as you're kind of alluding to from last year, Mohall, Lancer, Truwood, Kemmer, Bluebells, essentially they just said, let's just call it the entire county this time.
1-2 pitch swung on by Judish, down on strikes. 1 away, 4 strikeouts for Savacool, and it will bring up Brooklyn Galdi, the designated player.
And baseball, you know, you go back to the 50s, you know, for like Class B, you know, baseball. For softball here, it's new for both sides because of fast pitch and club until, you know, 13, 14 years ago to make it finally sanctioned. And, you know, 2012 was the first year, Joel, which is crazy to think, but 2012 was the first year Class B had their own sanctioned state tournament for softball.
Galdi lays off the first pitch. It's a ball. A little bit of time taken here by Savacool. Now Ginger Savacool's ready to go with her pitch. Runs inside, just misses, hitting Galdi. Count at 2-0. Got a chance to call 2 games here this morning for the Class B State Baseball Tournament. 2-0s on the way. Swung on and missed. 2-1 to Galdi. And I think only once I made the mistake. I called the pitcher's mound the circle. I think that was probably the only one I made.
I've done it once or twice over here calling it on the mound. So we'll say we're even on that one, Joel.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Called a strike.
You have to like it from a fan standpoint here. Newman Outdoor Field, we can see in the distance, you know, in center field, not that far of a walk between complexes, Joel. When you have Thompson and Central Cass, Deluxe Burlington, for example, having both teams able to make it to Fargo.
And here comes the 2-2. Takes a bounce in the dirt. Count full 3-2. 1 away, no one on for Mayport CG. It's Brooklyn Galdi, the designated player in the right-handed batter's box against right-handed pitching Ginger Savacool. Savacool's 3-2, check swing, didn't go, ball 4, and Galdi was looking back at the home plate umpire saying, where am I going? Dugout or first base, she'll get first base, and I'll bring up Parker Strand, the right fielder.
I'm surprised the Muscatch, Joel, there, just with the 3-2, on the strikes, with 2 strikes, that they didn't at least try to appeal to the first base umpire just to say, hey, did she break the plane or not? Instead, you get a walk.
And the pitch comes high, a ball. Strand, a .429 hitter on the season. Again, one of the younger players Tim Spurgeon has given a lot of experience to the last couple seasons. The uniqueness of softball is the young ages that you're able to get varsity experience. 2-1 inside. Strand strings through it. 1 ball, 1 strike. All fourth at first base is playing in, expecting a potential bunt or a pull from the left-handed hitter. Strand will dig back in. And the 1-1 outside, blocked by Jutton. Count 2 balls and a strike.
Make mention of the wind again, Joel. If someone's able to hit one into left center field, it's going to carry if you can get it up in the air here this evening in Fargo.
And here's the 2-1. Will miss, 3-1. Hitters count right now with the top of the order coming up. Mayport trying to get a big inning here. 3-1 offering. Called a strike in and out of the glove of Jutton, but didn't get far enough away to even get on the radar of Galdi over at first. Three-two outside, ball 4, back-to-back walks, first and second, 1 away, and the top of the order up in Riley Satchram for Mayport CG. And this is starting to have the makings of a potential big inning for the Patriots.
First inning, Joel, they load the bases, unable to get any runs across there with 2 outs, and now all of a sudden you get the top of your lineup, second time through. This is where you want to start doing your damage against a good pitcher on the mound.
Satchram takes strike 1.
And there's the mound, so there you go. I have one right there in the circle.
Savacool, the lowest ERA on the team, an 0.89 ERA. Showing bunt, pulling back is Satchram. Called a strike. She's in the hole 0-2. Her ERA is under 1. The other 2 ERAs, next 2 lowest ERAs, are at 6 and at 7, which tells me in the 16, now 17 games that Renville County plays, Savacool got a lot of the innings. Pitch will get away from Jutton. Everyone will advance up a base. It is second and third, 1 away. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the Patriots pitchers, Riley Satchram, Danica Hansen on deck.
And the other thing is, too, Joel, we've seen co-ops come together or teams break from a co-op here and start their own program. So, yeah, there might be 10, 11 teams out west in a region, but there's a lot of youth.
1-2 pitch, swung on a miss by Satchram. 5 strikeouts for Savacool. Second out of the inning, will bring up Danica Hansen, the third baseman.
And sometimes out west, we've seen teams like Renville County put up 15, 20 runs up consistently on teams, and there's the old adage is the quality of competition of who do you play. And, I know there's only 6 teams in Region 1. There's only 8 in Region 2, but Region 2 very top-heavy, and Region 1, no doubt, with the Vikings and the Squirrels top-heavy, but you feel like they're 3 and 4 in Region 1, give Kindred Richland or Central Cass really good quality games even in region play where you don't have to travel somewhere to try to find a really common-like opponent.
1-0 pitch to Hansen, in and out of the glove of Jutton, will be a ball, 2-0 the count. Mayport CG maybe loading up the bases for the second straight inning with 2 away. This time they're going to have to capitalize. There comes a point, when you get base runners on, you got to start bringing them in. Obviously, still early in this game as well as the pitch called a strike, 2-1. Brooklyn Galdi at third, Parker Strand at second. First base is open with 2 outs. And the 2-1, called a strike, 2-2. On the transfer, Jutton lost the ball, but was able to get right there, and the runner's not going to take any chances anyway with 2 outs.
And I like what Juntman does as a softball catcher, Joel. She doesn't waste any time getting it from the glove to the pitcher. You know, sometimes you wait around too much, it allows the runner to go. She immediately gets it back to the pitcher in between pitches.
And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Hansen strikes out. 6 now for Ginger Savakul. Every out she's recorded has been a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left, stranded, 2 complete out here at NDSU. It is Renville County 1, Mayport CG 0. Back with more on yourliveevent.com.
Doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
The Mayport CG Booster Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
1-0 Renville County leading Mayport CG. Winner plays Central Cass tomorrow night at 6 o'clock in the championship semifinals. That would be following Kindred Richland in Beulah. Consolation rounds, 11 o'clock. Velva Drake Adamoose against Thompson as the first pitch of the inning to Addison Mock is called a strike. Delax Burlington will play the loser of this game. Coming up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. 0-1, chopped on the ground, playable in the circle for Satcham. Will throw to first. Mock is retired 1-3, 1 away, and it's Ellie Broughton, the junior shortstop.
That was a tough play by Satcham because she's lefty, Joel. She had to kind of go across her body there and flip and able to get to the first baseman. That was a bang-bang play, but Satcham did a nice job feeling her position there in the circle.
Broughton, a base hit, stole a base, was left stranded at third back in the first inning. Comes out swinging, will chop this one foul. Some big practice cuts for the right-handed hitter. Lefty Riley Satcham ready to go from the circle. The 0-1. Missing outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, in baseball, the advantage, you know, for a righty hitter would be against a lefty pitcher. Softball, not sure where the advantage lies. Is swinging through the pitch is Broughton. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not that I haven't seen any softball pitchers that can get breaking stuff that comes inside at you, comes at you, but a lot of it, the ones who can change levels quickly are the ones who have the most success. As the 1-2 is pop foul out of play. Count will stay 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on, 1 away.
Seen today so far, obviously the rise ball, you know, in softball. Then you come back with that change up that really just kind of drops off the level. We've seen 1 or 2 cutters kind of, Joel, you know, moving in, or a slider in softball.
1-2 misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Riley Satcham has struck out 3, has not issued a free pass. The run that was scored was an unearned run, came on back-to-back errors. Pitch fouled back by Broughton. Battle of an at-bat here, keeping the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch to Broughton chases something high and inside. It's a strikeout, 2 away. Strikeout number 4 for Riley Satcham. And it's Ginger Savakul, the sophomore pitcher.
Satcham can pitch like this throughout the rest of the game. Mayport CG is going to feel just fine. But, Joel, you said it earlier, when you get runners in scoring position and unable to capitalize against the type of quality arm that you have going up against you with Renville County, too, sooner or later she might get in a rhythm like this with Satcham, and you could find yourself in the 5th and 6th inning pretty quickly in a softball game.
Savakul lays off strike 1, no one on, 2 away. The 0-1 pitch runs inside and gets her. She is hit by a pitch. First hit batter for Satcham. And it's Nevaeh Jutinen, the catcher.
This is always a fun time of year, Joel. You know, state track and field. as we'll have a courtesy runner. But state track and field, I think that is, outside of state wrestling, I think that is the true state tournament field. Class A, Class B comes together. I know you and I have talked at length with softball coaches when Class A and Class B softball used to be together, in Dickinson or Jamestown or certain venues. Now it's the Super A or the Super B, so to speak, with baseball involved as well. But it was fun, going to some of those softball tournaments where you'd have A on one side, B on the other side, and if you were just a junkie of softball, you get to watch it for 3 days in a particular venue.
And Nevaeh Juten into the plate. Chops one over to third, picked up by Hansen across the diamond. 5-3 on the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left stranded. Top of the order, 3, 4, and 5 to bat in the bottom of the third when we return. This is Class B State Softball on YourLiveEvent.com.
Loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, Mesa Larson, Raina Satram, Isla Peterson will bat for Mayport CG here in the bottom of the third inning. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller with us here. Thanks for being a part of our coverage on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll have more baseball and softball action coming your way over the next couple days. And Monday, Tuesday, we'll have both days of the Shield Softball All-Star Series coming up as well. Mesa Larson, 1 for 1. In fact, she has the only hit Mayport CG has registered so far. That was back in the first inning. Mayport down by a run. They have had their opportunities. They have stranded 5 base runners.
And to your point, Joel, Ginger C's thrown already 45 pitches in 2 innings here. So she's been able to get everything via the punch-out, but Mayport CG has made her work so far through these 2 innings.
And throws one high and inside. We'll get the helmet of Mesa Larson. There's a reason why you wear it. Second hit batter, Savakul, and the leadoff hitter is aboard for Mayport CG. The tie-in runs at first, and it's catcher Raina Satram.
I'm sure you don't get any runs across in the first and second inning, but you forced Savakul again to really work a little bit, and you hope that you wear her down once you get kind of to that 6th inning.
Pitch comes inside, a ball, runner is off, a slide into second base. Mesa Larson will swipe second. The way these two teams have played on the base pass, and it makes it exciting to watch, is it's almost, you're guaranteed to see a steal. Count to Satram, 1 ball, no strikes. Swings through it, now 1-1.
One thing Mayport CG would like to do at least, Joel, this season is try to get into the winner's bracket. They've never appeared in a state championship game. Obviously, still work to do here.
And the 1-1 popped up, should be playable in the infield. Someone has to come in and get it. And it's an error. Ellie Broughton was the last one in at short. An error allows a runner over at first. It's the first error of the game for Renville County. First and second, no one out. This is the best opportunity that the Patriots have had this game.
Well, the wind plays a factor again, Joel, on a pop-up on the infield. We've seen it time and time again this afternoon and this evening in this softball games.
Isla Peterson at the plate takes a pitch for a ball. So first and second, no one out, and that was a situation that got popped up. No one called for it. Ellie Broughton came in last second, was just a step behind. Bunt attempt is popped off the screen, and it's going to be an out. And they're talking about it coming off the net, so it will be a strike.
Yeah, the umpire saw the catch but didn't realize it came off the
netting. And he asked Juten, hey, did you play that off the net? She's like, yeah, I did. So her credit, so she said she did. So now it is 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch comes inside. That will be a ball and a errant throw over to third. Nice job by Broughton to back up the play at third. Had she had not gone behind the runner, that one ends up in left field, and we have a tie ball game. Instead, it becomes second and third, no one out. Count 2 balls and a strike. I've been at some softball games, mostly indoor softball games played in the domes, where you have just weird ground rules. As the 2-1 pitch called a strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Isla Peterson. That's why when he called it out, I wasn't going to question that, because
arena softball?
There has been situations like that. Presentation College in Aberdeen has the dome, and a couple winters back, here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one will miss outside 3-2. Couple winters, couple springs that felt like winters back. They were hosting all day high school and college softball with their 2 indoor fields. And, you know, there was things playing it off the ceiling that's still a playable ball, things hitting off the lights, ground rule doubles. 3-2 pitch. That one runs high, ball 4, bases loaded, no one out, and this is absolutely the best opportunity Mayport CG has seen. Cora Gendrick will come to the plate.
What's this, the second time, Joel, that they've had bases loaded? The only difference is it's with nobody out right now. So Mayport CG, they've been poking and prodding.
Gendrick lays off ball 1 high. Zavakul has nowhere to put runners. Should she issue a walk? Wild pitch will bring in a run now. Long fly ball will bring in a run. Ground ball hit the right way brings in a run. So there's a lot of scenarios here that are in favor of Mayport CG. See if Savakul can pitch out of the situation. The 1-0 pitch inside, ball 2, in and out of the glove of Jutinen, and she's able to just pick it right up and get back behind home plate.
Savakul just hasn't really got a rhythm, Joel. She's been able to get out of jams so far. You know, she has definitely put the Band-Aid on, but right now Mayport CG is trying to tear that off.
2-0 pitch, outside, gets away. There's a wild pitch, and Mesa Larson is home. She scores on a wild pitch. Everyone else will advance forward. It's a 1-1 game.
So now the monkey's off the back, so to speak, of the Patriots, and now can the crooked number come aboard here for Mayport CG?
Bottom of the third, 1-1 score. This is a 4 and 5 seed. 3-0 offering. Inside, ball 4. That's going to reload them. By my count, that is 5 walks issued as Merritt Judish will come to the plate. Raina Satcham at third, Isla Peterson at second, Cora Gendrick at first. Merritt Judish, a strikeout victim back in the second inning, swings to the first pitch, fouls it back, and they're going to say it's a live ball, and another runner scores. Satcham is home, everyone else will advance. So it's a pass ball this time that brings in a run. 2-1, Mayport CG leads.
Tough one right there. I've seen if it might have been a... And the pitcher's asking for time, so Savakul is just going to bring the infield in. But those are tough, Joel, because, again, the runner is going to be beelining it down. You know, if there's no foul ball or no dead play by the umpires as a catcher and a pitcher, you got to be on your spot ready to go with a runner at third base anytime. And you know, it's the little things sometimes in a close game like this that are going to allow you to win or lose the game. And right now, Mayport CG doing the little things well, playing stationary softball. But hey, it's working for them right now, especially with the wild pitch that we saw right there, or the pass ball as well.
And keep in mind, Riley Satcham, last 2 innings has really been found a way to settle in. So Renville County now falling behind 2-1. That could be the game if they can't get out of this inning. Second and third, no one out. 0-1 to Judish will swing through a pitch, and the whole 0-2. Brooklyn Galdi awaiting on deck for the Patriots. Infield playing in, trying to save that run at home as the pitch comes high. Jutinen will put a glove on this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jutinen been very active behind home plate in this contest. The 1-2, called a strike. In fact, that's strike 3. Judish strikes out looking, 2 away. Strike that, make that 1 away. Strikeout number 7 for Ginger Savakul. And Brooklyn Galdi comes up second and third, just 1 away. And pitch runs inside, ball 1.
Renville County still playing in, so trying to gun the runner potentially, Joel, if it is hit in the infield here on the ground.
Savakul through her signs. Now ready to go, the 1-0. In and out of the glove of Jutinen, that will be a ball, 2-0.
The one thing right now with Savicol just kind of asking where the zone is, but even though she's got 7 strikeouts, which in the box score is great, the one thing, it continues to make you throw pitches, Joel. And you're still grinding through right now these at-bats against Mayport CG.
And I think she was wildly effective through her first at-bats through this batting order as this one comes high 3-0. I think, the Patriots came out maybe a little aggressive in some of those at-bats. Now the second time through, a little bit more patience.
I mean, to your point, yeah, you only got 2 hits, but 7 strikeouts, but 5 walks, and you forced 65 pitches so far.
Here comes the 3-0. Called a strike, taking all the way was Galdi. She's going to make Savicol throw her strikes.
In comparison, you mentioned Satcham getting in a groove. Riley's only thrown 38 pitches through 3 innings, Joel.
Here comes the 3-1. That one's a strike. Count now full 3-2, and it's second and third, 1 away. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Savicol will come back into the batter's box. The sophomore pitcher's offering gets fouled back off the screen. Jutinen just reacting, didn't know if it was touched or not, but wasn't going to let that one just become a free opportunity to bring home Isla Peterson from third. Peterson is at third, Gendrich at second. And the 3-2 inside, ball 4, bases reloaded yet again. It's 6 walks. Savicol has issued 6 walks, and Parker Strand, the right fielder, comes up.
Can Strand be the batter for Mayport CG, Joel, to put the ball in play in the outfield and allow Mayport CG to really get a crooked number on the board again? It's been stationary so far for the Patriots.
First pitch, a strike. And not to say that Strand, batting .429, isn't capable of driving in runs. She just needs to not record an out and find a way to get herself on base, and then you get right back up to the top of the order. Talked about this potentially being a big inning as the 0-1 comes high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Riley Satcham, the pitcher, in the on-deck circle for Mayport CG. Again, bases loaded, just 1 away.
And Savicol's been closer on the plate, but she's nibbling, and she's not getting those 50-50 calls.
1-1, fouled to the dugout at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sometimes if you start, like you said, Joel, earlier, wildly effective, well, if you can start getting those 50-50 calls to around the zone a little bit more in favor of you, that makes the batter have to take the bat off their shoulder and start swinging away a little bit more.
1-2. This one fouled out of play. Count will stay 1-2 to Parker Strand, the freshman right fielder. 6 batters this inning. She is the 7th batter this inning for Mayport CG. Savicol's 1-2, outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking at the numbers, limited numbers we have on Renville County, the Muskrats really have had Savicol pitch a majority of this season. I don't know what their other options would be if she can't reel in some of this control, and that's a good way to start it off. Take something off the pitch. Strand will swing through it for the strikeout. Strikeout number 8 for Savicol, and that will put Riley Satcham to the plate with 2 away and the bases loaded.
If you've been in the infield or the outfield, Joel, you really haven't had to do much here because it's either been a walk or a strikeout against Mayport CG batters.
There was that first game of the Region 2 tournament, and starting that game was Danica Hansen. She ended up throwing a no-hitter as the first one outside, a ball to Riley Satcham. Runners were off on the pitch, will treat back to the base. And she allowed 6 base runners. And it didn't feel like a no-hitter in that sense of all the base runners, but she did pitch well, and that's the feeling you get. We could talk about Savicol struggling this inning. Still has 8 strikeouts. Still has just allowed 2 runs. Comes at Satcham with a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike now to the sophomore pitcher. Taya Allforth will lead off the top of the 4th inning for Renville County, who is down by a run. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
And this is one of those at-bats, Joel, where, for those scoring at home, you marked it down, 3 runners left on base in the first, 2 runners left on base in the second, and if If Savakul can get out of this inning, again, you're going to mark down more Patriots on base here potentially in the third if Satcham cannot get aboard here.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Satcham strikes out. The inning ends. 9 strikeouts for Savakul. 2 runs, no hits, 1 error, 3 left on. That is now 8 stranded base runners for Mayport CG. Halfway through this one, it is Renville County trailing the Patriots 2-1. Back with more on yourliveevent.com.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Back on yourliveevent.com, the Patriots taking the lead 2-1 through 3 innings. For Renville County, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. Mayport CG, 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. The big number that you look at with this Mayport CG team, they have stranded 8 base runners. Renville County has stranded 3. Taya Allforth will lead off the inning. Allforth, Lautenschlager, and Henry will bat this inning. We have not seen a 3-up, 3-down inning on either side. Both pitchers have been effective. Pitch to Allforth, will take a ball high.
Update from Newman Outdoor Field. Joel Langdon area, Emor Munich, and Beulah. The 4-5 matchup in baseball tied at 1 going to the top of the 6th inning.
Probably about the closest one. One of the closest ones played there today. A swinging through a pitch. Allforth, 1 ball, 1 strike. Delax Burlington, an unseeded team, pulling an upset win against the Central Cass Squirrels. 13-3 win coming for Thompson and their contest against North Star. Swinging at the pitches, Allforth fouls it back. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes, leading off the top of the 4th inning.
We've seen a couple of mercy rule games through 5. I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth, Joe, but I don't think we're going to see that one here with the Muskrats and the Patriots.
Not the way this one has gone. Trying to get to chase Satcham, rather trying to get Allforth to chase, does not. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Allforth strikes out to lead off the inning. 5 punch-outs now for Satcham. And Carson Lautenschlager, the center fielder, is up. That's a name that takes an extra second to say. Just like it's spelled, believe it or not. So he is 1 for 1, a double and a stolen base. Lays off ball 1 outside.
One thing I've seen from Satcham, Joel, as this game has continued, she's got a lot of movement on the softball. You know, it's not just straight. It's either up or down, or it's breaking, you know, for example, 2 to 8 across. If you had a clock out there, she has a lot of movement for her southpaw here.
1-0 pitch, high and inside, 2-0. Want to give our thanks while we have this opportunity to the Metro Tournament Committee for, as always, putting things together, as well as just the hospitality they have shown to your live event as the 2-0 comes low, a ball, 3-0 the count. And the home plate umpire looking at the softball. I think he wants to take this one out of rotation. Or maybe not, just at least for this at bat. 3-0 the count to Lautenschlager. Takes a strike.
Something as well with a turfed infield. We've seen Mayport CG have to play on Mayville State's football field this year, Joel, so they're kind of used to a turf setting.
3-1 popped up. Nice play by Raina Satcham. Had to shed the mask, got the pop up. The catcher records the second out. Didn't have a lot of hang time on it. She just had to get around and catch the break at the right time. Marley Henry, 8th grader left fielder for Renville County, steps up, swings at the first pitch. This one up the middle for a base hit. 4 hits now for the Muskrats.
See if Henry takes off, because Renville County's only run, Joel, goes back to the stolen bases back in the first.
Emma Southam will come up to the plate. She is 0 for 1 of the strikeout victims of Riley Satram. So runner at first, 2 away. She lays off a ball high. Due up in the bottom of this inning, Hanson, Larson, Satram, 2, 3, and 4 in the Patriots batting order. Like to get the bats back in their hands. Is coming right at Southam with the strike is Satram. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. One, fouled off the end of the bat. Now 1 and 2.
See if Southam maybe chokes up a little bit more, Joel. Sometimes you see that with batters, when you get to that 2 strikes, some just say, you know what, I got the power, I can go. Other players, baseball, softball, choke up a little bit more and try to at least get the ball in play.
And the 1-2 chased and fouled out of play.
This is a softball park that I think plays really fair, Joel. 200 down either line, 218 to straightaway center. If you're going to get one out, you've really earned it here, at this Theraldson complex.
Southam will come back into the batter's box. Showing bunt here with the runner at first, 2 out. Pulls back and swings and goes the other way. And if that was fair, that would have been a big play. And that was the plan all along. Southam had no intention of actually bunting that one down for a base hit. She wanted to get the defense moving, and it worked. I can talk about that. If that's a skill, if you can master it at this level of play, you're going to see a lot of success. Just building that instinct of pulling that bat back and swinging. The 1-2, swung on, missed. Southam strikes out. That ends the inning. 6 strikeouts now to Satram. No runs, a hit, no error, 1 left on. Mayport CG leads 2-1. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order. Due up when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, I'm Joel Morgan alongside me, Chase Miller, and it's been a busy day here on our broadcast with our coverage of Class B baseball and softball. You can see our full schedule at YourLiveEvent.com. Danica Hansen, Mesa Larson, and Raina Satram. That is 2, 3, and 4 in Mayport's batting order coming up this inning. Ginger Savakul will come out to work her 4th inning. She has gone 4 innings, has given up 2 runs, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts, 6 walks, 2 hit batters.
Update for you in Class A, Joel, through 4 innings. It's Jamestown 3, the West Fargo Packers scoreless in Class A softball.
First pitch off the end of the bat, and this can get the defense tangled up, and it does. Alforth came off of first to play it and then realized, wait a minute, who am I going to throw this to? Brooke Zimmer made her way over to the bag but couldn't get there. So Danica Hansen's aboard. I believe they will score this one a hit. They will. It's an infield hit, just the second of the game for Mayport CG, and now it's Mesa Larson. 3rd time through the batting order for some of these players, and maybe a chance to tag up some runs as the bunt is put down, but it's going to come back and foul by Mesa Larson.
I feel bad for Alforth because you see the softball in front of you, Joel, and you're like, hey, I'm going to go make the play, but all of a sudden you realize you're kind of in no man's land there with the pitcher or the second baseman unable to get to first quick enough. So Mayport CG, here we go again, runner aboard early here in an inning.
Larson back into the batter's box, and the 0-1 pitch hits this one to Alforth, backhands it. This time it's a foot race that she's going to win. It's an unassisted out at first. Advancing on to second is Hansen, runner at second, 1 away, and it's Raina Satram, the catcher.
I think we might need to say that first base is the hot box right now, not third base. Alforth too, Joel. That was a really good job on that hop to glove it and get that snow cone, because if that gets under her, that's at least runners at probably at second and third, if not the corners.
And Satram digs in, 0 for 2, reached on an error, scored a run on a pass ball last inning. She takes strike 1. Danica Hansen stands at second. 2-1. Mayport CG leads, trying to get out to the semifinals tomorrow to play Central Cass. Offering low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
See Scott Cost and his coaching staff, Joel, to the left of us, taking some notes and penciling stuff in because, hey, guess what? They haven't played these teams this season.
The 1-1 pitch inside, getting out of the way is Satcham in time. Jutinen came up thinking that maybe there was a chance for Danica Hansen to try to take third. Hansen more than content with staying at second with just 1 away. Two 2-1 inside. That's a ball, and trying to take off again was Hansen, but didn't get far enough away from Jutinen. Riley Satcham, a sophomore. Ginger Savacool, she's a sophomore, so a pair of young pitchers going today. 3-1 pitch misses low, ball 4, and then it got lost between Jutinen's feet. That allowed Hansen to advance onto third. Satcham gets first. 6-7 walks issued by Savacool. First and third, 1 away, and Isla Peterson, the Mayport CG first baseman.
Just feel like the next run is an awfully important run, Joel. You know, Renville County scores it, we're at least tied. If Mayport CG scores it, is that what gets the offense going a little bit here?
Here comes the first pitch at the at-bat. That is high and outside, a ball, and a miscommunication on that throw down to second by Jutinen. It came off the glove of Savacool. She is able to take second at his second and third. That could have been worse. That one would have died. It might have allowed Hansen to come home from third. I think that's the best of that worst case scenario for Renville County. 1-0 pitch swung through by Peterson with no contact. 1-1 the count, 1 away.
But runners in motion, you're back with runners in scoring position, and again, 1 hit to the outfield, trying to get 2 runs across for Mayport CG.
Hansen at third, Satcham at second. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Peterson, and the hole 1-2.
That had some big tail movement at the very end, Joel. You know, in the zone, looks like you're going to be able to hit it. Then all of a sudden, by the time you see where the softball is, go, why was I swinging at that one?
Savacool's 1-2. Called strike 3. Peterson strikes out looking, second out of the inning. Strikeout number 10 for Ginger Savacool. And Cor Gendrich will come up second and third, 2 away.
Savacool kind of reminds me of Francisco Lariano, not to bring up the Chicago White Sox, Joel.
His first pitch high and inside a ball.
But, you know, that game where he threw the no-hitter, but he had like 7-8 walks. He had 7-8 strikeouts. It was the ineffective, effective type of a ball game there. That's what, you know, Ginger kind of reminds me of here in the circle for Renville County.
1-0 pitch. Low, called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. There was a no-hitter thrown by Edwin Jackson when he was a member of the Diamondbacks, and it was about 130, 140 pitches. I believe he hit 2 batters, walked 6. They called it the working man's no-hitter. That's kind of the vibe you get right now as Savacool has put herself in some situations and gotten herself out of these situations. As the 1-1 big swing and a miss for Gendrich. 1 ball, 2 strikes, second and third, 2 away. 9-1-2 will bat in the top of the 5th inning for the Renville County Muskrats. Gendrich 1-2 pitch taken for strike 3. 11 strikeouts for Savacool. That is no runs, 1 hit, no error, 2 left on, 10 stranded base runners for Mayport CG, but they lead this one 2-1. It will be the Muskrats batting when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
DAKOTA Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller with me here. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. Class B State Softball Tournament. Renville County, Mayport CG, the 4-5 matchup, and so far it's looking like the best game of this tournament. It is 2-1. Mayport CG leads Renville County. For the Muskrats, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. For the Patriots, 2 run, 2 hits, 2 errors. But the big number that is standing out, 4 stranded base runners for Renville County, 10 for the Mayport CG Patriots. And, if they stay in this trajectory and they come away with the win, Tim Spurgeon, that's the first thing he's going to talk about when this one is over is hey, we got base runners on against a good pitcher. We didn't bring them in. We can't do that in the next round. If they lose the game, the conversation is, hey, we got base runners on against a good pitcher. We didn't bring them in. I think that's going to be the big focal point of Mayport CG. Brooke Zimmer will lead off the inning. She's the number 9 hitter for Renville County. First pitch shows bunt, gets it down, and it's played on the hop. A throw to first, but they're going to rule it a dead ball. Would have been a good play by Satcham, though.
It would have been an awfully good play behind the plate by Satcham. And to your point about tomorrow, Joel, Tori Richter's been awfully good for Central Cass this season. Peyton Nelson had a really good first 3 innings, then gave up a couple home runs in the 4th.
Taking the pitch is Zimmer. She is in the hole 0-2.
But again, you're going to get a quality pitcher from here on out, no matter who you're going up against, whether it's Christensen for Beulah, Danica Rath for Kindred Richland, going on to try to get to a championship.
0-2, fouled back. Count will stay at 0-2.
So 2 different ways to get to 4 innings. Satcham barely needed 50. Savakul almost doubled that to get through 4, Joel.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one pop foul into the grandstand. This is nice facility. Definitely the space needed to host this tournament, but also you get that feeling of close quarters as well, which I think always adds to that experience. As the 0-2 pitch, something off speed. Zimmer will swing through it. Strikeout to start out the top of the 5th inning. 7 strikeouts now for Satcham, and it's back up to the top of the order, and Addison Mock.
Satcham just a sophomore. Everybody in Region 2 goes, really? For the next couple seasons.
And first pitch outside, a ball. You look at Satcham has pitched well. Hansen, in the games I've seen, has pitched well. She is just a sophomore. 1-0 pitch off the end of the bat. Could be playable at second. And did she get it? She did. Gendrich came off of second on a ball that was falling faster and faster by the second. Snow cone catch, 2 away.
I'm not sure if you've had a RDK Precision player or play of the game, Joel, but I think that kind of goes in our play of the game category at least.
The way this game is going, we might have to hand out a bunch of honorable mentions. As swinging at the first pitch, Broughton sends this one to left field, home run. Solo shot, 5th hit of the game for Renville County, and we are tied up.
Broughton turned the wind with that right away. The wind's blowing to left field. If there's no wind here today, Joel, maybe that's just a deep fly ball to left, but with the wind carrying, it just kind of kept hanging in the jet stream there, and Broughton able to tie this puppy up.
Ginger Savakul takes strike 1. Broughton with the home run to left field. It's made this a tie game. And the offering fouled back by Savakul in the hole 0-2. And this is where having 10 base runners that you are not able to bring home comes into play. 0-2 pitch to Savakul. Won't chase high and outside, 1-2.
Renville County on this season, Joel, they're averaging 14 runs, Mayport CG's averaging 14 runs a game. The Muskrats, they're averaging 17.
1-2 pitch, chopped on the ground to third, but foul.
So you go, okay, you looked at it on paper and you say, we might get a 10-12 kind of a game. All of a sudden you see the 2 pitchers and going, I don't think so. Getting 10 runs combined might be difficult enough between these 2 pitchers.
Here we go, 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on, 2 away. Patriots trying to close the door on this inning. And a big swing pitch is fouled off by Savakul. Broughton with the big home run cut to left field. Allie Moen, the senior, not much she could really do. She gave it a couple steps, but just couldn't track it down at the wall as the 1-2 pitch. This one in the air onto center and gone for a home run. Savakul, home run to straightaway center, back-to-back long balls And Renville County finds themselves back in front 3-2.
That sounded good off the plate, Joel. And again, to center field, you have to get 218. And Savacool might have got 221 on that one, and just enough to get over the wall in center field. And going back to the last half inning, mentioning the next run might be a difference maker in a potential game. And, well, you get back-to-back jacks here for Renville County in this inning, and now all of a sudden you feel like, hey, we might be able to sneak one out of here, Joel.
Maya Jutinen will come into the batter's box here. Let's see if they can go back-to-back-to-back. First pitch comes outside, a ball. One ball, no strikes. Next one chased, and it was hit on the ground. Allforth was on deck, and she had to tuck herself out of the way.
Allforth showed some dancing moves there quickly. As the batter's boxes, you better be ready, depending on if it's a lefty or a righty, depending on which side you're warming up on. 2
runs have scored this inning. The 1-2 pitch, and this one is going to be poke foul, third base side. Kind of an excuse me swing a little bit there by Jutinen, but not enough to, if she maybe would have straightened that out, could have snuck by with a base hit.
We saw no home runs in the first 2 games, and then the next 2 games, Joe, we've seen 5 so far hit combined.
1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Jutinen down on strikes, ends the inning. 8 strikeouts for Satcham. That is 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, no one left on. Mayport CG down by a run will send their bottom third of the order to bat when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsborough, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com. Renville County got a run in the top of the first inning. Mayport CG answered back with 2 in the bottom of the third. And then Renville County answered back in the top of the 5th inning here with back-to-back home runs. Ellie Broughton with the solo shot. Ginger Savacool with the solo shot. That one to left, 1 to straightaway center. Mayport CG finds themselves batting, trailing for the first time since the 4th inning, the 3rd and 4th innings. Merritt Judish will lead off the inning. Then Brooklyn Galdi and Parker Strand. Bottom third of the order has gotten some base runners. They have not been able to score a run, which has kind of been the story of the game for Mayport CG. They've had some opportunities. They've had 2 hits. But Savacool, as well as she pitched, has walked 7. She has hit 2. 7 stranded base runners for the Patriots. 10 stranded base runners for the Patriots.
And now the question, Joel, is how many more might be stranded with still potentially 3 innings of softball left here for Mayport CG.
Judah shows bunt. The defense was onto it. She puts it down, but it goes foul. Southam from third was right there, I think close enough to shake her hand, as that's going to be a foul ball. Judish is the only player in the bottom third of this order who has not reached base. She has struck out looking, struck out swinging. Be a big time to get that here as the 0-1 pitch swings through it. And the whole 0-2.
For Savacool, too, Joel, now getting close to that century mark for pitches. You just wonder how much energy she still has left in the engine to try to get through the complete game here for Renville County.
Judish calls for time, will get it. Savacool has surpassed 100 pitches in this game. And that's the downside of an 11 strikeout performance. That's a lot of pitches to throw, and make that 12 strikeouts as Judish swings through something off speed. 12 strikeouts, 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's Brooklyn Galdi. Galdi walked twice. No official at bat on the day. First pitch to Galdi, he takes for a strike. Parker Strand awaits on deck.
If you're the defense again, Joel, I've said it before, you kind of feel like you're just standing there watching Savacool go up against all these Mayport CG Patriots just because there hasn't been a lot of balls that have been put in play here by Mayport CG.
The 0-1 swung on and missed. Galdi behind in the count, 0-2. We have surpassed an hour at the hour 12 mark of this quarterfinal matchup. Pitch comes low. Galdi does not chase. Count to 1-2. One, two. Pitch fouled back by Galdi. Able to keep herself alive with Parker Strand on deck. Renville County 14-2 on the season. Mayport CG 17-1. Both of these teams respective region champions. You don't get seeded without winning a region championship. At least don't have the best opportunity to be seeded, as the 1-2 pitch gets away and outside off the end of the glove of Jutin, and no one on, no damage done. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's 6 innings at Newman Outdoor Field. Joel Langen area Enmore Munich 4-1 lead over the Beulah Miners heading to the top of the 7th.
I think it's been a fun experience. How many dual teams do we have playing in this these B softball and baseball? 2-2 tails inside, count full 3-2.
At Central Cass, Thompson, Beulah, Delax, Burlington as well.
And during the Thompson game, this Thompson softball team came out here and they had a standing ovation from the fans as they were making their way out of the stadium. Pitches low, ball 4. Galdi is walked and a runner is on. The tying run is on. 8 walks now for Savakul. And it's Parker Strand, the right fielder. And the pitch called a strike. Runner is about to take off to second, but Galdi instead will stand pat over at first. Ball is going to be sent in the air to left field, and it's just fair. Galdi onto third, and it's a stand-up double for Parker Strand. She hit that one too sharply to bring in the run, but it's the tying run at third, go-ahead run at second, one away, and back up to the top of the order in Riley Satchram.
It's been the loudest we've heard the Mayport CG section in a while, Joel, or possibly the game. You just kind of felt like they were sitting on their hands waiting for a base knock to get in the outfield, and Strand finally delivered there for the Patriots.
Infield playing inside, anticipate either a bunt or a play at home, and showing bunt where Satchram did pull back in time, rather, will be a ball.
And sometimes as a coach, you like to put that plan and say, don't show the bunt. You like to see where the defense is going to go. Both corner infielders were coming in. The shortstop was pretty much playing behind the pitcher, and the second baseman went over to first. So as base runners, now you can kind of see what the play would be, Joel, of, hey, do I need to stay close to second or third base? Maybe there's a pickoff. If there's not a pickoff, where are we going to go a little bit here? And I wonder if we're going to get the intentional walk here, and we will. Something don't see it too often.
So Satchram is intentionally walked. That will load the bases with one away and brings up Danica Hansen. Hansen has not hit the long ball this season. Has had 9 doubles, 3 triples. She's had a lot of extra base hits and lays off a strike. You know, if you can, the way this infield defense is playing, if you can put a good charge and keep this one on the ground, you're scoring at least 2. Here comes the 0-1. This one fouled back. Count now 0-2.
Yeah, everyone, what would you say, Joel, playing about 45 feet away from a home plate right now in the infield? I mean, there isn't much room. They're trying to almost suffocate the batter, saying, hey, we're right here. If you hit it, we're going to gun down the runner at home.
Well, it looks like a drill right now. Looks like they're doing a warm-up drill. How close they are. The 0-2 pitch just misses inside 1-2, and goodness, that was close. I think Hansen, you can see she just froze for a second, thinking that she had struck out looking and to keep these bases loaded. She calls for time, gets it. Danica Hansen then will make her way back in. Galdi at third, Strand at second, Satchram at first. 1-2 pitch on the ground, picked up at third. They'll get the force at home, so the lead runner is out. That is 5-2 for out number 2. Everyone will advance. Hansen is safe on a fielder's choice. Bases remain loaded with 2 away, and it's Mesa Larson. Patriots trail by a run, 3-2. And the pitch called a strike.
Well, if Savacool can get out of this, Joel, it's like a cat. How many lives do you have right now is what it kind of feels like in the circle.
Well, if you're Mayport CG, this would be the third inning you left the bases loaded if you do not capitalize. Larson swings through a pitch in the hole, 0-2. Savacool looking for her 13th strikeout. The 0-2, this one pulled out of the air at first. Alforth pulls the line out and ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on again for Mayport CG. 5 complete innings, Renville County 3, Mayport CG 2. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
3-2, Renville County leads Mayport CG. For the Muskrats, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Mayport CG, 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. The big number we were talking about in the break chase, 13. That is how many base runners Mayport CG has left stranded. They have ended the inning with the bases loaded in the first, third, and now 5th inning.
And I would say, about 8 or 9 of those runs, Joel, have been runners in scoring position on top of it. On the opposite side for Renville County, of 4 runners left on base, the difference maker has been the long ball. And all of a sudden, once they tied it and got the lead, you kind of felt, hey, if Mayport CG doesn't put anything on the board in the bottom of the 5th inning, look out, Renville County might come away with a win.
Coming out swinging is Taya Alforth. She'll send a looping foul ball over to first base. Isla Peterson came off, but wasn't able to make that play. Wasn't a very playable ball. Is in the hole. 0-1 is Taya Alforth. The Patriots down by a run. They have 6 outs to try to mount this comeback as the 0-1 pitch. This one fouled just about the same spot. Alforth in the hole, 0-2. The 8th grader, Taya Alforth, has not reached. She has struck out twice, but she has had some good plays at first base. One of them was the one that ended last inning. And chases something high and outside. Alforth will go down on strikes. She strikes out for the 3rd time in this game. That is 9 strikeouts for Riley Satrum. Both pitchers have pitched well.
Final for you, Joel, from Newman Outdoor Field. Lingen area Edmore Munich advances with a 4-1 win over Beulah. So the 1 seed Lemoore, Litcham, Marion, 4 seed Langdon area, 2 seed Thompson, and Lax Burlington with the upset win in terms of a seed over Central Cass all move on to the semis tomorrow.
Carson Laudenschlager at the plate. Laid off the first pitch, it was a ball. Lays off the second, it's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the freshman center fielder for the Muskrats. One fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one on, 1 away.
Seemed like everything in baseball was awfully tidy, Joel, in terms of everything was on time, just kind of kept moving. Also helps when you have a couple of games and only go 6 innings.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Laudenschlager goes down on strikes. That is 10 punch-outs for Riley Satrum. Not too often, Chase, you see both starting pitchers with double-figure strikeouts, but that is what we're looking at right here. And now left-handed hitting Marley Henry swings at the first offering. Gendrich at second will get the pop-up. It is a 1-2-3 top of the 6th inning. The first 3-up, 3-down inning that we have seen on either side. Mayport CG down by a run. We'll come to bat when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
It is 3-2. Renville County leads Mayport CG, bottom of the 6th inning. Raina Shatram, Isla Peterson, Cor Gendrich will bat for the Patriots. The Patriots, again, have more than had their opportunities, and they have 6 outs to try to mount this comeback. Raina Shatram has reached base twice, once on an error, once on a walk. She has scored a run. And first pitch to Shatram, that is outside, a ball. Renville County scored a run in the first inning. Mayport answered back with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, and then back-to-back home runs in the 5th inning put the Muskrats back in front. They have been there since that 5th inning. So this is the second chance the Patriots have to respond. The 1-0 pitch misses inside to Shatram. Count 2-0.
Oh, you just feel like Mayport CG, Joel, they're just a hit away, but again, they got a double last inning. Good job of the left fielder to keep that from, getting to the wall.
2-0 comes inside, just misses Shatram.
And we just haven't seen the outfield really been tested for Renville County today. Just been a lot of stuff in the infield. Renville County's done a good job. They haven't, beaten themselves too much when they've had to make a play. Just 1 error so far on the afternoon or evening now.
Here comes the 3-0 pitch, high ball 4. Shatram draws a 4-pitch walk, 10 walks. Savakul has struck out 12 and has walked 10.
How about as well when you gave the intentional rock to Riley Shatram to load the bases, how that gamble paid off big time for the Muskrats in the last half inning. So for those marking at home, Joel, that might be another RDK Enterprises precision play, just more of the cat and mouse kind of a game.
Isla Peterson at the plate. The first baseman takes the first pitch for a strike. Tying run stands at first base. Go ahead run at the plate. Called a strike. Runners off the throw. Close, but a stolen base for Shatram. She finds second. She has stolen 2 in this game. She is in scoring position in an 0-2 count with no one out. Here comes the 0-2, swung on and missed. Isla Peterson strikes out on 3 pitches. 13 strikeouts for Savakul. And something to keep in mind, Peterson struck out. I don't like to use the term productive out too often, but it did put a base runner in scoring position and brings up Cor Gendrich. She swings to the first pitch, a strike. That is 4 straight strikes registered by Savakul.
Don't see a pitcher too often, Joel, be double digits in strikeouts and walks. Right now, about 125 pitches on the evening for Ginger.
Savakul making the case for the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. Pitches low, runners off, throw gets by, and a nice job again by Broughton. She has backed up plays at third all day today.
Those are 2 that come to mind, too, because if that gets in the left field, those would be 2 runs that would come in for Mayport CG. Instead, they're still down by a run.
Shatram stands at third. 1-1 to Gendrich. Runs inside. 2 balls and a strike. That first run that was scored for Renville County was just errors all around. Mock reached on a base hit, stole second, and then back-to-back errors brought her home. 2-1 pitch, called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's where, again, if Savakul goes there, if you're Ginrich, you're going to just have to be waiting for that bat to come a little bit late in the zone, just try to shoot one between first and second with where that pitch was on the outer part right at the knee.
Savakul not afraid to come at batters. Here's the 2-2. This one through for a base hit. Shatram is going to score. Gendrich takes a big turn at first, will retreat back over there. She comes through with an RBI base hit, and it's a 3-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Ken Cora did a really nice job, Joel. I think with Savakul there, she left that one too much in the middle of the plate. That inside-out swing by Cora was ready for it, able to shoot it up to center. That was a really good piece of hitting.
Go-ahead runs at first. Mira Judish in the batter's box. Takes a strike. Judish struck out swinging, looking, swinging. Due for a hit for the Patriots.
We got enough nails still to be chewing right now, Joel, because this has been a one-run game throughout for either of these teams if we haven't been tied.
0-1, swung on and missed, runners off. Throw is close but safe. On to second is Gendrich. She didn't even slide. And a nice job over at short. Broughton kept the tag on, and Gendrich almost came off the bag. In fact, Zimmer tried to appeal to the officials, and hey, her foot came off. I mean, obviously you're going to ask for that every time it happened, but it really, from where we're standing, looked like it could have been a possibility. Mira Judish will come in. She's facing an 0-2 count. Go-ahead run. Stands at second base here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And the 0-2. She pops this one over at first. All fourth will make the catch in foul territory, and there is 2 away.
And the wind has kind of changed, Joel, for the majority of today and this game. The wind has been blowing to left center field. Now it's more blowing left to right. So now if you hit one to right field, we'll see how that side has to deal with the wind going away instead of the ball coming back into play as it has throughout the day.
Brooklyn Galdi in the batter's box. Big swing and a miss, strike one. She's trying to put her team in front here with a runner at second, 2 away. One runner's already scored this inning. Cora Gendrich with the RBI single that scored Raina Satram. She stands at second. 0-1 to Galdi. Galdi chased it. Don't think she swung, but it was called a strike. Right call by the home plate umpire as she is in the hole 0-2. Renville County will have 8, 9, and 1 up to bat in the top of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Awfully large here because Mayport CG, Joel, might have the game-winning run at second base, trying to get to the 7th and get those final 3 outs. Renville County just wants to strand that runner and try to bring the bats up and maybe knock one more out of the park.
1-2. This one popped up and out of play. This is now a situation, Chase, where a base hit here obviously will put Mayport CG in front, but it changes a lot.
If you're Tim Spurgeon with runner at second with 2 outs, I don't see how you wouldn't send the runner around third at this point, Joel.
I have a cool 13 strikeouts, 10 walks, 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Galdi strikes out looking. 14 strikeouts for Savakul. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. A runner is left stranded. We have played 6 complete innings. It is Renville County and Mayport CG all tied up at 3. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common. They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
3-3, top of the 7th inning, everything you want in a first-round matchup in the Class B state tournament. Emma Southern will lead off the inning. Then it's Brooke Zimmer and Addison Mock, the top of the order for Renville County. For the Muskrats, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. For Mayport CG, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. Both pitchers have been phenomenal. Riley Satram, 6 innings, has given up those 6 hits, but she has struck out 10. Ginger Shavakul has struck out 14, has walked 10. She has given up just 4 hits. Southam takes the first pitch for a strike. Next pitch. High and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
All right, now if you're Renville County, the question is, Joel, can you maybe hit another long ball coming up here in the 7th inning? We just haven't really seen the Muskrats be able to manufacture a run against Satram.
2-2, poke the other way. If it turns fair, it's trouble. It's not. It's going to be foul. Peterson, Gendrich, Strand, all of them coming in on that ball that was falling fast. And First base umpire had a good view of that one to call it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the one thing, Mayport CG, Joel, it's been stationary, trying to manufacture runs. Renville County, it's been the complete opposite so far against Satcham.
1-2 comes high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Raina Satcham caught that one and then just released it, put it right in her hand, and threw it right back over to Riley Satcham in the pitcher's circle. Here comes the lefties 2-2, missing low, count full, 3-2. Southam would be the go-ahead run should she reach here in the top of the 7th inning.
The other kicker is Joel too, not to bring it up quite yet.
And the 3-2. This one off the end of the bat, but caught at second. Skendrich, I think he's caught about that. It feels like her 10th pop-up, but it's more probably like her 2nd or 3rd that she has caught this game, and it's Brooke Zimmer, the number 9 hitter and second baseman.
I was going to say, with the western side, the sky starting to get a little bit darker with the sun setting. There is no lights here.
First pitch, missing outside, a ball.
So not to say what if, but what if we get into extras? How much longer can you play a game with no lights in terms of daylight to the discretion of the umpires?
1-0 pitch taken for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. We've seen our fair share of suspended games, especially in Region 1 baseball this season. Of course, we've seen our fair share of a lot of things this season. Chasing something high, Zimmer will swing through it for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no one on, one away in this 3-3 ball game. And the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Zimmer strikes out. That is number 11 for Riley Satcham. And with 2 away, no one on, it's Addison Malk in the top of the order for Renville County.
Shadows also slowly starting to become more of a part of the play.
Ball off the end of the bat, should be playable at center. It's not. Judrich will have it go over her glove. Mock was off on the pitch. She will go all the way over to third, and they're waving her around. Here comes the throw home, off the mark. Just like the first run of the game, this run is scored with a bunch of errors back to back. 4-3, Renville County takes the lead, and we're going to see how they score this. I believe it is going to be a hit in 2 errors.
It's tough. You have the error obviously coming in, and the entire way of the third base line there, the head coach for Renville County was watching it and said, hey, you got to slow up at third, but once it got by the relay throw in the glove with the infielder coming out, Joel, all of a sudden he said, hey, you got to start getting on your horse there, Mock, and try to score, and she did. And Joel, that might be a way to bookend a game in terms of running around the bases here with a single and couple stolen bases than that one where you had a play in right center field. She had to go over right center field to make it. Just mistimed it a little bit, got by her, and by the time she brought it back in, Addison was on her horse and running around the bases.
So they're going to score that a hit. And I don't know if they're going to score that inside the park home run. Ellie Broughton will take a pitch outside for a ball. We'll check in on the official scoring of what they're going to call that. Next pitch outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
And Addison, the run driven in on that one.
Ball popped up behind home plate. This one will go into the grandstand. And looks like they're going to score that inside the park home run. 3 home runs this game for Renville County. You had 1 to left, 1 to the deepest part of straightaway center, and then an inside the park home run. So the long ball has come up big for Renville County. As a pitch will miss. And I believe it's going to be a 3-1 count. I don't want to call it the long ball because I don't want to take away from what she did, but that was an inside the Parker as the 3-1 hit over to short. Picked up, Mesa Larson throws in time, 6-3 to end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on. Renville County pulls in front 4-3. Last chance for Mayport CG when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about IRE Insurance, go to ireinsurance.com.
Farming.
So a change on that scoring. Addison Mock will be given a double, and then an error is what scores her. Either way, though, it's Renville County is in front 4-3. Parker Strand, Riley Satcham, Danica Hansen. 9-1-2 for Mayport CG here in the top of the 7th inning. Their last chance to advance on in the winner's bracket of this Class B state softball tournament.
Normally, Joel, you're not going to see these teams, Ginger 14 strikeouts, Riley with 11 strikeouts. It's been a fun pitcher's duel to end day number 1 here at the state softball tournament.
Now, Riley Satcham, 7 innings, giving up 7 hits. She has struck out 11. And here's Parker Strand in the batter's box. First pitch to the lefty is outside a ball. And you look at Ginger Savakul, 6 innings, giving up 4 hits. She has struck out 14, has walked 10. I have never seen that before. 1-0, chopped on the ground to third, scooped up and thrown over to first in time. Ellie Broughton, the shortstop, makes a good play. 6-3 on the ground out, 1 away, and Mayport CG is down to their final 2 outs, and it's Riley Satcham, the pitcher.
I understand why you're probably going to say, hey, the pitcher deserves the player of the game, Joel, but Broughton should be 1B in terms of her defensive plays that we've seen at short today on top of that solo home run.
Big swing and a miss coming for Satcham. Broughton, there's the obvious plays, like that one at short, but she had some plays, particularly ones to third, where she backed up the throw to third. An errant throw, she prevented that one from going to the outfield and allowing runs. 0-1 showing bunt pulling back is Satcham. It will not be called a strike. Got it back in time. Now they will appeal. Said she was safe. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. There's been some savvy play by this Renville County team. They hang on to win this one. It will be Central Cast coming up tomorrow here in Fargo. Next pitch will get away. It's a ball, 2-1. And I've been saying this throughout the game is the big number that Mayport CG is going to look at. It's not going to be Savakul's 14 strikeouts. It's going to be the walks. It's going to be the stranded base runners for the Patriots as the 2-1 swung on and missed. Satcham is in the hole. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was a 1-0 game until the bottom of the third. Mayport CG plated 2 runs. Renville County answered back with 2 runs in the top of the 5th with back-to-back home runs, and then a run in the bottom of the 6th from Mayport, and then a run in the top of the 7th. This one comes high, laying off it all the way with Satcham. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Riley would love an opportunity here to just put one in the gap and see how far she could run around the bases, Joel.
And the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Satcham strikes out, 2 away, 15 strikeouts for Savakul. And it's Danica Hansen representing the last chance for Mayport CG.
Not sure if they got records, Joel, but Savakul's got to be close to a state tournament record with 15 strikeouts.
We'll have to do some more deep diving on that before tomorrow's game. As the first pitch, this one onto short. It's picked up by Broughton. They're going to say it's a line out. And that is how the game ends. Renville County gets the win 4-3 here against Mayport CG, and it's on to the semifinals for the Muskrats. Post-game show coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
The Mayport C.
And welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. A big win for Renville County. The Muskrats a 4-3 win over Mayport CG. Final numbers, Renville County 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They stranded 4 base runners. Mayport CG 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. They stranded 14 base runners in this 1-run game, and those will be the big things that get talked about from this one moving forward. Renville County scored first. It was the first inning. Addison Mock got on a delayed steal. She got on with a base hit, delayed steal to second, took second, back-to-back errors brought her home. That made it a 1-0 game until the bottom of the third. Mayport CG got a run on a wild pitch and a pass ball. They would lead 2-1 and then would fall behind 3-2. Ellie Broughton hit a solo home run to left field, and Ginger Savovold followed her up with a home run to straightaway center. Savacool, the pitcher, hits a home run to straightaway center. Renville County takes the lead 3-2. Mayport, what do? They tie it up in the fifth. An RBI single from Cora Gendrich scores Raina Satram. It's a 3-3 game, and remember Addison Mock's name because in the seventh inning, with 2 away, she hits a ball to center. It scored a double. She comes home and scores on an error, and that would end up being the winning run. Ginger Savacool was, she had a working man's win in this one, but her only 3-up, 3-down inning came at the big moment in the bottom of the seventh inning to hang on for the win. Renville County 15-2 will play tomorrow against Central Cass in the region state semifinals. While Mayport CG onto the consolation bracket, they are 17-2 on the season. And Chase, not to continue to look at that number, but those stranded base runners for Mayport CG is the difference maker.
It's tough, man. I mean, if you would tell Renville County that Ginger Savacool would have 15 strikeouts without saying anything else, you'd probably say they're going to win the softball game. But then all of a sudden you say, well, she's going to walk 10 and she's going to give up 5 hits. Then you go, well, how many runs is she going to give up? Only 3. Are you kidding? You're just 1 hit away from having a big crooked number. You're just a gapper away from plating 2-3 runs across. This is going to sting for Mayport CG. A really nice performance by Satcham on the mound. She only threw 95 pitches and compared to 145 for Ginger, but it just felt like you were finally going to get to Savacool. But I tell you what, when she needed a punch out, she got him, and particularly, Joel, sometimes it was in back-to-back orders to try to get out of an inning here. And at the end of the day, Ginger Savacool from the solo homer to give them the opportunity to take the lead at the time in the fifth, and to what she was able to do on the mound. I mean, she's really your story of the game.
So, as we mentioned, Riley Satcham will take the loss. She goes all 7. She surrenders 7 hits to go along with 11 strikeouts and a hit batter. Ginger Savacool gets the win. She goes all 7. She surrenders 4 hits, 15 strikeouts, 10 walks, 2 hit batters. She is victorious here as Mayport CG moves on to the championship semifinals of this 2022 Class B state softball tournament. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back to tell you what day 2 looks like, and also come back to name our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. That is coming up next on your live event.
Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
Honest.
And we are back on our postgame show here on YourLiveEvent.com. A 4-3 win. Renville County beats Mayport CG. It's on to the semifinals for Renville County. So here's what day 2 is going to look like, and we'll have those games here on YourLiveEvent.com. First beginning at 11 o'clock, Velvet Drake Animus will take on Thompson. This is consolation. Then it's Delax Burlington against Mayport CG at 1. Championship semifinals, Kindred Richland against Beulah at 4. At 6, Central Cass against Mayport CG. So 11, 1, 4, and 6. All those games will be here on YourLiveEvent.com. That is tomorrow, day 2 of the Class B State Softball Tournament. Time now to name our RDK Enterprises Precision Player Play of the Game. We're going to go with our Precision Players of the Game. Me and Chase talked about it, and it was hard to just give away 1. Difficult to give away 2, but we're going to give away 2, and it's going to go to Ellie Broughton, the shortstop. She had 2 hits, including a solo home run in a game where every run meant a lot. She also played fantastic defense at short. She made some good plays, but she also had some good just fundamental opportunities or fundamental plays where she backed up plays in big moments that prevented runs from being scored on a couple errant throws down to third, trying to get a runner stealing. So she is one of our RDK Enterprises precision players of the game. And then Ginger Savakul will be the other. She had a solo home run to straightaway center. And, of course, her work in the pitcher's circle, 7 innings, 15 strikeouts, 10 walks, and the win for Mayport CG again, or excuse me, for Renville County as they beat Mayport CG 4-3. Those are RDK Enterprises precision players of the game. Well, that will do it here for our coverage of day one of the Class B State Softball Tournament. For Chase Miller, I'm Joel Morgan. Remind you once again our final score, Renville County 4, Mayport CG 3. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com.